All right, we're live. All right, hello. We are live. Hey, this is my first live. Hey, how's my hair look? Got to make sure the hair is right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my first live. So I plan to do this every Friday. So this is gonna be a Friday thing for me. Figure, you know what? I got to make dinner. Oh, something's happening here. What's going on? I'm watching this thing go here. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. Watching the counter. Oh, see, now it's telling me to go. Oh, there we go. That's why. Oh, you know why? I got this thing on the screen because it's 6 o'clock. So, anyways, if you're watching this on the replay, which by now you probably are, and you're cooking dinner, well, hey, we're going to cook dinner together here. I just got a little hamburger patty I'm going to make, and just going to hang out. I don't know, chat some politics, chat some sports, whatever I feel like talking about. I don't know what I feel like talking about because I'm talking about it all by myself right now. I'm at home, by the way, if you haven't noticed. I'm in my casa. I don't know, does that come through? You see? That's beautiful Las Vegas right there. For those that don't know, I live in Las Vegas. That's the strip right there. But anyways, I had a good week this week. This week was my first week actually doing like videos 5 days a week, and it was harder than I thought it was going to be. So I made a bet with a friend of mine, one of my business partners, that I was for the next between now and October 15th, which coincides with me doing 75 hard, that I'm going to be doing videos 5 days a week for Red State Relocate. And as long as it's video on anything, whatever, including, like I said, I'm going to do the live. But so that's why this week you saw I started posting a lot of videos. Next week, I got some videos slated that I'm thinking about doing. So I'm kind of putting those together right now. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's like anything. When you first start, it's pretty hard. You know, it's like you got to learn to talk to the camera. You got to learn to keep your thoughts straight. And then on top of that, your thoughts are political. So, you know, like you got to say things a certain way so they come out right, so you don't get banned from YouTube. You know what I mean? Because obviously, you know, YouTube's definitely not a what we call a free speech platform. So I'm definitely conscious of that. And so having this, you got this guillotine ready to chop your head off if you say the wrong thing, on top of doing this new uncomfortable thing you've never done before, like talking into a camera all by yourself in a room, and then doing the editing on top of that, and you know, just trying to make sense. Man, I tell you what, I earned a lot of respect for a lot of those talking heads there on YouTube who would, you know, they just seem to get it out flawless. You know, and I'm sure I'll get there eventually. But it was a fun week. You know, I got a video about which one was it? It was my Donald Trump one. Who's going to win? Let me pull it up right now. What was it? It was the who's going to win video. Who will win 2024 presidential election? So I am, as of right now, where is it? I want to get it. Oh, as of right now, I'm 6 views away from 1,000 views on that video. That is my number one video of all time. I've never had a video get 1,000 views that fast. I've got my my Tulsi Gabbard video. It's got almost 10,000 views, and another one behind that's got a few thousand. So I've got a few out there that have hit. But yeah, I'm 6 views away, 994 views on my who's going to win the 2024 presidential election. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win the 2024 presidential election? As of right now, it looks like it's a horse race right now. I got a lot of haters in my comments. Here's the thing about the YouTube algorithm, kind of annoying thing here, is that the algorithm, and it did this with my Tulsi Gabbard video too, is it put it in front of a bunch of like liberal progressive types, right? And then of course, when they see my content, they get all pissed off. I got more thumbs downs than I got thumbs up, right? So I see in the analytics where it was showing like, okay, the wrong people are seeing this. Then I'm getting some hate comments, right? You know, a bunch of comments got flagged. You know, I got the FUs and, you know, all this stuff. So that's unfortunate. You know, you put a video out there, you try to be respectful, you know, to both sides. You know, of course, I'm a conservative guy, so I'm leaning more Trump, but, you know, I try not to disparage Kamala Harrison too bad. You know, not my style, not my thing. I'm from California, you know, not my style, but I'm not being like vitriolic towards, you know what I mean? I'm not being trying to be slanderous or just stupid. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be childish. And yet it doesn't matter. I still get the FUs and, you know, piss all the, I can't say what they say. What they say is actually what gets flagged in the analytics. So their comments, you can't even see them because YouTube actually flags them because they're all full of curse words and stuff. But the ones that did make it, there are some that did make it. And they were pretty left leaning. They're definitely Kamala types. You know, which is fine. Like I said, it's fine. I'm hoping actually with this channel, and I'm actually hoping when I go live that I actually get some left leaning people in here to chit chat with. You know, I'm from San Francisco Bay Area originally. You know, I worked in San Francisco for 8 years, and you know, when I was, you know, growing up, you know, in my 20s, you know, getting older and hanging around friends when we were getting more political, most of my friends were fairly liberal people, but traditional liberal, not progressive like they are now. They're not these crazy types. They were just, you know, left leaning dudes. They just wanted to hang out, you know, and just be cool and, you know, smoke a doob was their thing. You know, like the liberal guy back in the day was just a cool dude that wanted to hang out, go catch the little free concert and, you know, smoke a doobie on the grass, right? Like that was your old quote liberal friend. They're not like that anymore. You know, unfortunately, the progressive has gone pretty hardcore, unfortunately, and they just you know, they have zero room for dissent, you know. So a point I'm trying to make is I miss having conversations with my liberal left-leaning friends that can actually have a conversation. You know, it's unfortunate today that, you know, as much as I love talking politics, and that's what I'm doing on this channel, it's really hard to talk politics with people. You know, you can't go into a bar or a pub, you know, or a restaurant and overhear somebody and end up just having like a political conversation with somebody who disagrees with you. You know, now, especially for me, I mean, I had somebody here just a few weeks ago overheard me talking to a friend right here, right there. You can actually see the building. She overheard me talking to a friend and she splashed water in my face as she walked out, and she was a little pissy with the conversation we were having. And so, kind of it's upsetting, you know, it's upsetting that we can't have those conversations anymore. But I'm hoping with my channel that if you're a left-leaning person, you're a liberal, you're a progressive, and you're capable of having a conversation, you know, a respectful conversation, you know, like say, hey, make your case for Kamala. Say why you think she would make a good president. Because like I see on the YouTube all the time, especially on my stuff, especially on my Tulsi Gabbard video, you know, Trump's a racist, he's a rapist, he's stupid. Like that's that, you know, that I'm sorry, but I actually just don't engage with those people. I'll just drop a little thanks for watching, just to kind of try to keep the YouTube algorithm going. But you can't talk politics with those people, you know, and but, you know, somebody that's going to say, hey, you know, here's why I like her. I like this. I like that. She stands for these things. And although now she's kind of changing her position on some things. So I would question that, right? Hey, you make your case for Kamala. She's progressive, X, Y, Z. Okay. You know, but now she's trying to moderate herself. She's trying to say, no, not those things. What do you think about that? Boom, boom. You know, and as soon as you drop you know, Trump's a racist, bigot, orange man, bad, you know, conversation's over. You know, I use the analogy of the Raider fan, you know, growing up in the Bay Area, right? You know, surrounded by Raider fans. You ever have a Raider? Like, if you've known a Raider fan, you know what I'm talking about. Like, they're the ones that when the Raiders are 1-12, right? They're 1-12. They will be the ones in your face wanting to fight, right? And they're like Raiders, right? They're Raiders, freaking morons, right? Like you can't talk football with that type of person, right? You can't talk football with a moron, you know? And so same with politics, you know what I mean? You just can't talk politics with somebody that's not going to bring a coherent, whatever, you know, argument or something. Anyways, I'm going to make my burger. I'm going to make a little hamburger patty here. I said I'm going to be doing, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, you know, I'm going to make a hamburger patty. I got the hamburger meat right here. And I got me I got me an egg right here. And I got me a jalapeno that's about 2 days too old. So I'm going to bacon wrap this jalapeno. Okay. Hope this bacon's good, man. It was in the freezer. You ever pull something out of the freezer? Like this. I pulled this out of the freezer, right? And I don't know if I threw it in the freezer because it was bad. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you throw something in the freezer, you throw some meat in the freezer, and you're like a month later, you're like, hey, man, was that meat bad when I threw it in there, or is it still good? Actually, you know what? I think this was good. I must have bought this one on sale. So I got do me a little bacon wrap jalapeno right here. I know, sorry you can't see it. Maybe one day, you know, when I get some better equipment, you'll, you know, be able to see what I'm doing. But, you know, whatever. You've seen a guy make a hamburger patty before. It ain't the hardest thing in the world. So, where was I, though? What was I talking about? Anyways, presidential election. I said this in my video this week, too. You know, a lot of my Trump friends out there, they're having a little bit of a freak out right now because, you know, Kamala's showing that she's leading in the quote unquote polls. I ain't buying it. All right. If you go onto my Instagram, okay, and I've said this on some of my YouTube videos before too, but you know, something I learned from Rush Limbaugh, and I mentioned this in the video this week. It's about polling, right? And it's about how polls are. Rush Limbaugh used to say all the time that polls are not designed to reflect public opinion. They're designed to influence public opinion. Okay, and so. You know, after being through a few elections in my day, I start to see that he's actually right. You know, and so what typically happens here with these polling outfits, which are run by Democrats, by the way. Okay, these polls are all Democrats. They used to poll, you know, outfits. They're just run by Dems. They just are. You know, the vast majority of them. And this far out from the election, they're really not judged on you know who they're saying is going to win. So. This far out, they can kind of put their finger on the scale a little bit. See, by the way, I got my hamburger meat here. I know, sorry you can't see it, but long story short, they put their finger on the scale. But what's happening right now is that Joe Biden, right? This was back when Biden was running, was incredibly unpopular within the Democratic Party, and Democrats were desperate. They wanted Joe Biden out so bad, and so what they were doing is they were showing Donald Trump with these massive, massive leads, right? And I was saying at the time, like I said, I posted this on Instagram, which I'm not on Instagram anymore, by the way. You know, Mark Zuckerberg said that he's going to be what do you call it? Basically shadow banning, basically like devaluing, not showing political content. So I said, screw him. I'm not going to support his platform. You know, I'm not advertising on Facebook anymore either. But where was I? Anyways, Democrats were desperate to get rid of Sleepy Joe. And they were showing Donald Trump with these massive leads. And I said at the time, and I said, there's a little video on there. I said, look, these polls are designed to push Joe Biden out. Okay. Showing a 6% lead or a 6-point lead. Next week, it's a 7-point lead. Next week, it's an 8-point lead. And, you know, the poll that I showed had Trump with a 10-point lead. And I said, look, 10 points up. They are desperate to get rid of Joe Biden. And, I thought it was going to take like some sort of medical event or something like that to actually get him out. I didn't know it was going to be the actual, you know, the debate, right? That got his bones out of there. But either way, he got out of there. And I said at the time, and I'll say it again, I'll say it, and I'll say it the next election too. What they do, this is their game, okay? They pushed him out. They got him out, okay? Now, I said, whoever they bring in, it does not matter. Right now, it's Kamala. It could have been Gavin. It could have been Michelle. I mean, if Michelle Obama had come in and been leading in the polls, I could see that. I mean, I can definitely see her, you know, taking a pretty good lead, and it being legit. You know what I mean? But I said, look, they could put Daffy Duck. Okay, it would not matter. Every single time they will show the Democrat, whoever it is, Daffy Duck too, with the lead. Okay, immediately. What they'll say is the polls are tightening. The polls. You're hearing it now. You're hearing the polls are tightening. Okay, and so this polling, it's all a bunch of BS. Believe me, it's all just a bunch of BS. None of it is actually, especially this early. So don't buy into it. Again, so my point is what I'm trying to make to all my Trump friends out there, all the conservative Republican types out there. They're getting their, they're getting their panties in a bunch here. They're pearl clutching, as we call it. It's too early. Don't worry about it. And like I say, there's no way you take the most, the most disliked, right? Kamala Harris's approval rating was worse than Joe Biden's. Okay, so you don't take somebody who is polling worse than Joe Biden, put them in the driver's seat, and then suddenly she's ahead in the polls, like within a week or two, So it's baloney. I said at the time this is going to happen. They're going to put the Democrat and they're going to show the Democrat with the lead. Reason they do that is so that it discourages Republicans, not only from voting, which although this time I don't know if it'll happen, but it really discourages Republicans from volunteering, right, and helping the campaign. Nobody wants to be on the loser side. So it keeps people from making phone calls and doing stuff like that. And then also like within the media, it allows these leftist media, the types, as Limbaugh called them, the drive-by media types. It allows them when they interview the Republicans to say, why are the American people against you? You're losing. You're behind in the polls. The American people don't support you. What do you have to say about that? Even though the election comes along and the Republican, sometimes wins, right? They had Ronald Reagan was losing to Mondale, okay, in the polls, right? And he won 40-something states. So we know it's baloney. Let me get my salt, by the way, and my pepper. So we know it's all baloney. This early on, I say don't worry about it. You'll notice as we get closer to the election, they'll say the polls are tightening. I would bet $100 that the week of the election, when these pollsters actually have skin in the game, when their record will actually be evaluated, because after the election they're going to say, hey, who was more accurate, right? And they're going to go about the week before the election. Right now, their reputation's not on the line, and so what they're going to do is about that time they're going to say, hey, guess what? Polls are tightening. We're within the margin of error, and then maybe probably the Sunday and the Monday before the election, if Trump's really up, which I believe he is at this point, I can't see that Kamala is actually going to maintain this, what they call this sugar high here. She's not going to be able to avoid the media or any scrutiny until November. We got a lot of game to play, and I think by that point her polls are going to come back to reality right before the election. It'll probably show Donald Trump with the lead. And then bang, then he wins the election. But it doesn't stop these drive-by leftist media types from keeping these Republicans on the defensive, the entire, election campaign. So I like to use the football analogy all the time, that it's like football, and this is like a football game. And, we're kind of the second quarter right now. August is the second quarter. September will be the third quarter. And October is the fourth quarter. Here we go. We're getting there. And then the first week of November, we're going to have our Super Bowl, and it's going to be awesome. So, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the election. I'm actually going to be doing a video on Wednesday next week. I'm going to be call it. I think I'm going to call it. This is the idea I have in my head. I'm going to call it is Donald Trump trying to lose the election? That's what I'm thinking. Because when you watch this guy, I'm like, I swear the guy's trying to lose the damn election. Every time he opens his damn mouth, we're just like, I really wish Donald Trump would just take the Kamala route and just do the basement campaign. Just hide away, talk less. But Trump he just can't help himself. You know what I mean? And, well, that's Trump, you know what I mean? That's Trump. So, but yeah, so Monday, I think Monday, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to be calling it, what is Project 2025? I want to get into that a little bit. I've been kind of researching that today. This weekend, I'll take a peek at that. What we'll call it. Somebody left a comment. Did I mention that earlier? Somebody left a comment saying that, that Project 2025 was Trump's thing or something, and it's it's not. 2025 is not. The left right now is trying to attach him to it. I really wish Donald Trump would have just owned it. Like say, yeah, it's like, it's not mine, but I like it. It's Heritage Foundation. You know, there's nothing wrong with Heritage Foundation. They're a pretty conservative outfit. The worst thing, where Donald Trump ran into problems with Project 2025 is that he distanced himself from it. And that caused a lot of problems, because once he kind of pushed them away, Democrats, like, you know, they saw an opening, they saw where they could drive a wedge, and, you know, the media just went right after him, and they made it like Project 2025 was his. Like I said, it's not his thing, is Agenda 47. So on Monday, I'm going to talk about Project 2025, what it is, the Heritage Foundation, everything in there. On Tuesday, I'm actually going to talk about, I'm going to do a video on Agenda 47. That's the plan for that one. So I actually want to kind of dip into like, what are his actual policy positions? You know, that Project 2025 isn't policy positions. It's just, you know, it's suggestions for how to run the government. You know, it's not real, you know, anything more than that, I guess I could say. So anyway, that's all I'm thinking with that. I think it's going to be fun. Next week's going to be good. Hopefully I get a little bit more comfortable with the camera. Plus, another reason of doing these lives is I don't have to edit. Doing these videos, you know, one of the things that's kind of a pain in the butt. See, there you go. Look at that. Hey, a little bacon wrapped jalapeno. Well, let me wash my hands, because there's probably going to be some health department police watching me. Going, you didn't wash your hands when you touched that pork. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm a bachelor. Do whatever the hell I want to do. All right. So I got my hamburger patty. So I'm going to make this hamburger patty. It's going to be delicious. I got a bacon wrapped jalapeno. It's going to be delicious. I got an egg. I'm going to crack this egg. I'm going to fry this egg and drop it on that hamburger patty. Kind of doing a little bit of like a carnivore, ketovore, whatever, low carb meal plan for this whole 75 hard thing. Did it here a little while back. I lost some weight, and then I stopped, and I gained all this weight, man. Go back and look at my videos from like 3 weeks ago. I got a good tan. I'm a little trimmer, man. And then I got off it, and dang, man, gained weight fast too, man. It's amazing how quick, man, you get carbohydrates back in your body, and you just swell right back up. So anyways, next week, Project 2025 on Monday, Agenda 47. We're going to get into Trump's actual policies on Tuesday. Wednesday, like I said, I think it's going to be more of a fun video, but I'm just going to talk about Donald Trump and saying, like, is he actually trying to lose this election? Because you know, the more he goes out there and talks, and even today. So even today, I added this to my list of crap that he does. Even today, he went after Joe Rogan. You know, Joe Rogan mentioned that he liked RFK Jr. You know, said, and look, I think Joe Rogan's probably more aligned with RFK Jr. politically. Rogan's a pretty liberal guy, but living in Texas, so you know, it takes time to get that liberal off of you. You know, he's surrounded by a bunch of Texan good old boys, and he's getting that conservative on him, and he's digging it. You know, he's liking that red pill. But he's fighting it. He doesn't want to take it too much because he wants to play both sides, right? He's not quite ready to actually make a stand. So, anyways, he likes RFK Jr. Nothing wrong with that. And but somebody came out, and there was I don't know if it was an article, said that he endorsed RFK Jr. Wasn't true. And then, of course, Donald Trump goes after him like an idiot. So you got Joe Rogan with a massive multi-million people listen to this guy every single day, and I was hoping Donald Trump would go on his show. Rogan said in the past that he didn't want Donald Trump on his show. The last election, he said he didn't want Donald Trump on his show. Definitely wasn't a Trump fan before COVID. But I don't know if he wants him on now. I was thinking maybe they were in talks. Maybe they were. I mean, that would have been an amazing interview. Can you imagine Donald Trump for 2 hours with Joe Rogan, just, shooting the shit? Would have been amazing. Would have been. I mean, that would have broke the internet, man. And then here comes, Donald Trump slamming Joe Rogan, saying that he's going to get booed next time he goes to a UFC fight, So just stuff like this. He just picks fights with with the wrong people with massive audience. You know, don't pick a fight with somebody with a massive audience. You know, don't pick a fight with Governor Brian Kemp, who has a 63% approval rating in Georgia. The guy's he's a governor, a popular governor of a swing state, and Trump goes and busts his chops. You know, you got Joe Rogan, millions of people listen to the guy every freaking day, and Donald Trump can't help himself but go slam his ass because Joe Rogan said something nice about RFK Jr. He didn't actually endorse the guy. He just said something nice. He goes, I like the guy. And then Trump goes and slams him, you know, so stuff like, so I'm giving you the video already, see? But that's basically what I'm going to be saying on Wednesday. But between now and Wednesday, you know, Donald Trump, who knows what the hell this guy is going to be saying. I mean, I've got a list of like 4 or 5 things right now. I'll probably have 4 or 5 more things by the time Wednesday comes along, the way Trump goes. This is my air fryer, by the way. Y'all got an air fryer? Gotta have an air fryer. Look at that thing. Love it. Love it. And I throw the hamburger patty in there. I'll throw the bacon wrap. Man, it's best bacon. Ooh, that thing's a bacon cooking machine. So yeah, that's all I got for next week, man. It's going to be a good week. What else I got? I think that was, and then Friday, I'm going to be doing the live every Friday because, like I said, I don't want to do the editing. So I'm going to do it that way. Let me see. Is that going to be Friday? I'm not going to look at it. It's too small. So whoever's watching, thank you for coming on. I was just about ready to wrap up here, making me a hamburger patty with some bacon wrapped jalapeno. Say hi in the comment, you know. Maybe we'll keep this thing going. I was talking to myself here for a while. Good week, though. Good week. Got some good videos out there. Really enjoyed it. Had fun. Learned a lot. Like I said, I got a whole new respect for people who talk on camera because I don't do it very well. I'm just learning. So I'm just learning. What else we got? I don't know. I guess that's all I got. I'm going to cook up this food. What else? Oh, there was something else I had in line I was going to talk about. Oh, you know what? I was going to do some YouTube comments. That's right. I was going to, I just figured instead of answering comments, I'll just answer them here. You know what I mean? You know what? I'll save that for next time. How about that? We're already pushing almost 30 minutes here on my first live. Got a few people jumped in, jumped out. They weren't real interested in talking. I was hoping they'd leave a comment, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. Welcome to my house. Welcome to Las Vegas. You can't really see it, but that's the stratosphere right there. Can you see it? That's the strat. Can you see it? I got to get out the way. Anyways, it's that whatever. We've all seen Las Vegas. So, anyways, if you're still watching, look, this in my business, Red State Relocate, as I always say. Look, if you're looking to move, not only to Vegas, you won't move anywhere. My team's all over the country. So I'm actually licensed out of California. I've got a national team. We just help people move from blue cities to red states, man. And it's the best job in the world. I love what I do. I seriously just can't imagine ever doing anything else. I love it. But I need your help. I need your help supporting the channel. Leave me comments. If you watch the videos, throw the likes. I said in a previous video that I wasn't going to ask for likes, but now that I'm seeing my videos are getting in front of like the people that hate me, they're giving me the thumbs down. They got no problem hitting the thumbs down. Okay, and so we need to counteract that, And so get in the comments, help me fight those fights in there, and make your voice heard. We're gonna have a good election. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, we're only in the second quarter right now. We're only in the second quarter. We got a lot of game to play. Again, Kamala's getting herself a little bit of a little media bump. That's okay. That's okay. So thanks a lot, everybody. I will see you. Well, I'll see you on Monday. I'll have my next video, and then we will go live again on Friday next week. We'll do it again Friday, 6 o'clock. Hope to see you then. Take care, everybody.